Howdy crew, I have another historical purchase that will accent almost any historical room. Let's get to it. I was passing by Habitat for Humanity and I knew my best friend would holler at me if I drove by and didn't go in because they always have great stuff there. So I went in and I did find something really amazing. I saw two different trays and I'll go into a little bit of detail of what I was doing. I was going in and seeing what kind of antique furniture they might have had, antique anythings. I saw these two trays that looked very nice and I picked up one and it was nice and heavy and I picked up another. It was light. They both had similar markings, but one was a fake, one was an original silver platter. The other one was just more of a tin rendition or just a copy of some sort of silver tray. But this one is what I picked up, so I'm very happy about it. And it does have some weight. I would say this tray is, I don't know, well over 5 pounds. It's not a light tray, but it has some serious weight to it. It is in great condition. It has all kinds of scratches from use, wear and tear, but nothing terrible. So I couldn't find any markings on it saying where it was made, anything like that. But it is a really nice tray, and it is labeled for $50. Now, another great thing is this being $50, it's quite a steal. It's a great purchase. For that day and the following day only, it was 20% off. So it was $40 with tax. It was $44 and some odd cents. So I was very happy with it. It looks fantastic. It looks great. You can see all the detail on there. It's got a center spot that doesn't have any detailing, just some scratches, but that's completely fine. I would say it has held up very well. This is not something that is new, and this can accent so many different historical rooms, which I'm planning to do with this one. This can go multiple centuries because of the design of it, just the textured handles. It's not overcomplicated on the engravings, but it's not super simplistic either, which I really enjoy. I think it's fantastic. So if you have more of a colonial area to Victorian area, this can cover many different bases, and even into the 20th century, I'd say this would go very well with going into the early 20th century of this kind of style being made. So I really like it. I'm not sure exactly what time period it would be precisely, but if I were to ballpark it, it would be all in that era, and it just looks fantastic. So I believe it would be able to accent it very well. I just think it looks really cool on the edges. Y'all can see the flowers. I think that's really cool. It'd be very well suited for just about any occasion. You could have this as a brunch tray, a fine dinner tray, or even something out going outside to a patio because it has the flowers. It looks very garden-like to where you could be out in nature. You go out to a patio or to a sunroom and looking out at nature, and it looks like it can fit so many different purposes, or even just sitting with teas and all that great stuff. So I'm very happy to have this. It was a great buy, and it is real. And that's one thing y'all have to kind of figure out when you're going to some of these places. There's a lot of fakes. It looks like this, but it's super lightweight. It's going to be tin, some sort of thin cast metal, and it's going to be buffed and shined to look like silver. And when you have something like this, obviously it's not pure silver. It is silver plated and all that. It's not just pure silver. But I would like to say that there's a difference between a really good silver coat compared to just a very thin silver coat or a fake silver coat, because there's a lot of places trying to imitate it, and they may look fine to more of an untrained eye or to someone that doesn't know what a real silver platter should be. And when you see it super thin, odds are it's not going to be the silver, at least from the experience I have had going to antique stores, picking up silver trays, find out which ones are good deals, which ones aren't, finding fakes both in antique stores and in thrift stores, and Personally, I get the best deals in thrift stores because they don't know what they have. And I will go in there and I can find something very similar to what I saw in an antique store either earlier in the day, day prior, week before, month before, and you can get it for pennies on the dollar. You can go and get something like this at an antique store that I really like to go to with my best friend, and you can get this for several $100 on a probably a lower end. I'd say a nice low end would be two would be very generous, but I'd say 300 would be a very close ballpark figure and could possibly be more, but I'm not going to say it would be for sure. But you go to an antique store and they have really nice stuff. Then you go to a bunch of thrift stores and you kind of weed out all the fakes, all the lightweight things, all things that kind of give and bend a little bit. You weed all those out and you sift through them, and you might find an original silver platter, silver tea set, anything like that. Even antique silverware that is silver plated from the early 1900s. It's still really good. It works very well. That's what I use. I really like antique silverware because you can buy them at a thrift store because they don't know exactly what they have. If it's tarnished and turning black, it looks like it's just corroding metal, but you clean it up and you keep the little silver strips in your utensil drawer. It'll keep them nice and clean and you don't have to polish them as much and clean them up as often. So I do recommend going to thrift stores, places like Salvation Army, Goodwill, Habitat for Humanity, all kinds of thrift stores really, and you can find amazing deals that at a antique store it would be many times over. So it's wonderful learning about all this, going to antique stores, finding what is real, what isn't real, seeing the pricing, and then going other places. So have fun on all your thrifting adventures. Antiquing adventures, always a blast. Can't wait to do more of this. My very best friends, always a blast. See y'all in the next vlog.